Hello everybody and welcome. It's so great to see you all today on this call all across the country. There's so many of you there. So my name is David and I am standing in one of 6 studios at the Royal Opera House in Covent Garden. Now that's a giant theatre in the centre of London and it's home to the Royal Ballet. It's where they train, it's where they rehearse and it's where they do their performances. Now the Royal Opera House is a house of stories and we would like to invite you to join us and help us to tell the stories. But we're not going to be using our voices, we're going to be using movement and dance. We're going to embark on a Create and Dance Nutcracker programme. So that means we're going to be giving you the tools to create your own dances and to make up your own stories. And we've got some Royal Ballet dancers here to kickstart you into action. And in December, we're going to be coming back together, online, all together, to see what you've learned and share our dances and create a giant Christmas party. Now, we're all on Zoom today, so I'm hoping you can all see me. Can you see me? Can you give me a wave if you can see me? Can you give me 2 waves? Fantastic, that's great. So if we do have any problems and we freeze and there's any technical issues, we're going to put some links on our chat function for YouTube so that you can watch some excerpts from the ballet. Now, teachers, we have a chat function. We would love you to put in there anything that the children want to contribute or feedback. But also, would you mind changing your name on your Zoom tile to the name of your school? That will also fulfill our safeguarding requirements. And also, teachers, we are recording this session today, so if you have any children in your group that do not have photo or media permissions, please can you make sure that they're out of shot. Thank you very much. So we're going to start with a bit of movement. Shall we give ourselves a bit of a shake? Give ourselves a little bit of a shaking out. If you can stand up, if you've got space around you, can you do that now? And we're going to start by warming up our bodies by doing a little bit of a motif. It's called the Everybody Dance motif. So standing nice and tall, we're going to open the doors of the building. We're going to call our friends. And this is our dance movement. Should we try that one more time? Okay, one more time. Looking good, everybody? So standing tall, open the doors, call your friends, and dance. Fantastic. Let's talk about what we're going to be learning today. We are going to be focusing on a story called The Nutcracker. It's a ballet that we've performed here for over 30 years. Now, there are many, many different productions of The Nutcracker because the original one was created by Marius Petipa and Lev Ivanov over 100 years ago. Now, the production that we do here at the Royal Opera House is by Sir Peter Wright, and he created the ballet right here in this building over 30 years ago. Now, he created the dance, and the music was composed by Tchaikovsky. So a composer is somebody who creates music. I wonder if any of you in your schools know what the name of somebody who creates dance. Do you think you know? If you think you know the answer, tell your teacher, and teachers, can you write the answer into your chat right now? So a composer creates music. What's the word that means someone who creates dance? I'm going to have a look to see if anybody's got the answer. I'm looking on my screens. Hilborough is the right answer. It's a choreographer. Can we all say the word choreographer together? Choreographer. So a choreographer creates the dances. So Peter Wright created our production of The Nutcracker. So this is how the story begins. It's Christmas Eve, and Clara, a young girl, and her family are hosting a huge Christmas party with lots of delicious food and drinks and presents. Clara's magical godfather, Drostelmeyer, arrives and gives Clara a special Christmas present, a beautiful wooden Nutcracker doll. So I think it's time for us to meet our first character from the ballet. Can I introduce Gary Avis? And he has brought a very special wooden doll with him. Hi, Gary.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Nice to be here.
So this is the Nutcracker doll that Drostelmeyer gives to Clara.
Yes, this is the Nutcracker, and this is my very, very special nephew. My nephew, sadly, is trapped in this doll, and he was cast under a spell by the Mouse Queen. And the only way to sadly break this spell is by giving and entrusting this doll to somebody very, very special. So I think Drostelmeyer decides that Clara is the person to do that.
And how do you portray the character of the Drostelmeyer through movement? What's he like? What's he, as a person or a character, what is the Drostelmeyer like? What does he do?
So Drostelmeyer is ultimately a clockmaker and a toy maker. And he is the uncle to Hans Peter. And when I try and find my character, because I know that you're all going to be finding your own characters, when I find my character, I start with lots and lots of imagery. So I find lots of pictures. I do lots of research. So I look at many, many storybooks, and I find different characters, either old or young, but magical characters. I like to believe that Drostelmeyer isn't a mythical character. I like to think that he's still a human. So whether he is an old character, there are many productions where he's an old person. So therefore you have to find the way that you stand. And if you're an older person, sometimes you're slightly more curved and a little bit more huddled over. You might have a limp. So that could be something you could incorporate into your character. In my character, will like to think that he's very magical, and he likes to throw lots of glitter. And he has a very special cloak that he wears that is extremely magical, which spreads glitter all around the whole opera house during Christmas. So for me, I like to think of him being exuberant and really large, expressive movements.
And you mentioned the Mouse Queen who casts this spell over your godson, Hans Peter, and almost imprisons him inside the doll.
Yes.
So why do you give Clara the doll? What's the story behind that?
Well, the only way to break the spell is by giving this to somebody that Drostelmeyer entrusts and hopes that will break the spell, and that is, he believes, is Clara. And Clara has to fall in love with, although he's a very handsome Nutcracker, as you can see, in a beautiful uniform, he's still quite an ugly piece of wooden machinery. So she has to find, or he has to believe, that she will love him. And if she falls in love with him, the spell is broken. He will come to life, and then he has to go to battle with the mice and the Mouse King. And if he defeats the Mouse King, therefore the spell is broken.
Fantastic. That's amazing. So this is the start of the journey with the Nutcracker.
This is our start of the journey. So the beginning of the ballet, I'm in my clock shop. He's there. I'm very, very sad and upset that he has sadly been cast in this spell. But at some point, I realise in the very opening of the ballet that the only person that can change this for me and make this dream come true and bring him back to life is by giving him to Clara. So I go to this party where her parents are giving a party down the road.
Fantastic. Now, Gary, you mentioned about your character and how you move.
Yes.
And you mentioned a cloak and some glitter, so obviously you do magic tricks. Can you give us a bit of a demonstration about how you might go about this? And
so, for me, I have a very special thing. I'm just going to go and grab this. Thank you. So, this is the very cape that you see in the ballet. I wear this almost throughout the whole ballet, and I try and use it as much as possible. So my motif for Drostelmeyer is about using the cloak as much as possible. And I'm just going to do it up. Usually we'd have a dresser to help me do this. I'll do it myself very quickly. And the thing that I think that makes the magic come alive is not only the fact that I spread lots of glitter, but also you can see how wonderful this cloak is. And the thing is that if you can turn it, and you see how magical the cloak is. And so therefore, all of the glitter and all of the sparkle really creates a certain atmosphere for Christmas. And then it also makes Drostelmeyer's character as big and exuberant as possible.
Fantastic. And we've talked about magic tricks as well. That must be quite nerve-wracking, doing magic on stage. How do you prepare before the performance of the Drosselmeyer?
So we have, well, the choreographer, who you spoke about earlier, the choreographer organises the whole ballet and sets the whole ballet, and there are a certain number of magic tricks that Drosselmeyer has to do. These are tricks that we do every single year as the ballet returns at Christmas. So through rehearsals and getting things correct, and just practice makes perfect, therefore I usually can kind of get the magic tricks to work each year. It depends. Fingers crossed they'll happen and they'll work this year.
That's great. Thank you so much, Gary, for explaining that. So that's the character of the Drosselmeyer. That's quite an unusual word, Drosselmeyer. It's actually not an English word. It's a German name. Shall we all say Drosselmeyer together? Drosselmeyer. Very good. So that's wonderful. So Herr Drosselmeyer starts the journey by taking the Nutcracker doll to the party where Clara's family are and giving her the doll. Later that night, Clara awakes and she goes down the stairs, and all sorts of strange magical things start to happen. The Drosselmeyer appears again and starts to use his magic, and all the toys start to come to life. Some of them are quite friendly, some of them not quite so friendly. Everything seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Or is Clara actually getting smaller and smaller and smaller? Who knows? But the tree suddenly now, the Christmas tree seems to be enormous. And then suddenly there's a noise and a gunshot is heard, and all the toy soldiers march into the room and go to battle with the mice all around them. This huge battle takes place, and the Nutcracker doll is now the size of Clara. He battles with all the mice, Clara helps him, and it looks like things are not going well for the Nutcracker doll, because the Mouse King is absolutely gigantic. He's got 7 heads. He's got 1 giant head and 6 little tiny ones on top. And he's so strong and so powerful that he's just about to defeat the Nutcracker in battle, when Clara is so brave that she takes off her shoe and she bashes the Nutcracker and defeats him. And the spell is broken. And the Nutcracker changes from being a wooden doll to a real human person.
Hooray!
Hooray! Shall we all have a big cheer for that? Shall we have a big cheer in our schools? Can we go, hooray! Clara's so brave, she's just beaten this gigantic 7-headed Mouse King, and the spell has been broken, and they dance together. And the Drosselmeyer leads them on a journey through some of the most magical land, through the land of snow, through a snowstorm, and all the way to probably the best place in the whole world, which is the Kingdom of Sweets. Now, who here would like to go to the Kingdom of Sweets, do you think? Put your hands up if you think you'd like to go to the Kingdom of Sweets. Imagine what it must be like in the Kingdom of Sweets. Do you think everything is made of sweets? Maybe the sky is made of, I don't know, sherbet. Maybe the floor is made of chocolate. Who knows what? Have a think in your imagination what the Kingdom of Sweets might look like. But when the Drosselmeyer and Clara and Hans Peter arrive there, they meet a very wonderful, wonderful character, the Sugar Plum Fairy. And we're about to see a conversation that happens between the Drosselmeyer and the Sugar Plum Fairy, and also between the Sugar Plum Fairy and Hans Peter. But dancers don't use their voices, they use their bodies and their movement to talk and tell a story. So I would like to ask Gary, would you mind joining us again? Because Gary, you've got another job here as well. You're not just a character principal dancer.
No.
What else do you do here?
So I am a senior repetiteur or a ballet master. So that means that I get the wonderful job of rehearsing the dancers and being on the staff and the management of the Royal Opera House and the Royal Ballet to get performances and productions up and running on stage.
So you actually teach some of the younger dancers, or some of the dancers coming through the company,
Yes.
some of the roles that maybe you've done, or whatever roles
Yes.
they're
I mean,
doing?
interestingly enough, I've never done the role of Hans Peter because I was always too tall. But when I first joined the company, which was a long time ago, I have kind of progressed through the company and through the story. So I started off very, very young, and I was a servant within the house. and then I've worked my way up and done lots of different various roles, and now I'm right at, I think, the pinnacle of the story with being Drostelmeyer and kind of the narrator of the story. So that's really exciting for me, but it's also that fact of being able to pass on knowledge, and also having seen all these dancers grow up and come through the ranks of the company.
Fantastic. So we're going to learn the conversation that that Hans Peter has with everybody in the Kingdom of Sweet. So can I introduce James Hay, please? Because James, you play the character of Hans Peter, and actually Gary is going to take you through a rehearsal, and we're all going to try and do this with him. You can stand up if you like in your schools. You can stand up and try this together, because Gary is going to ask James to demonstrate the movement of the story. But I think you can do this as well. So should we do it with him? I'm going to learn this as well. So what's the first thing we have?
So we've arrived, we've met the sugar plum, and the first thing that Hans Peter does is he says that he's going to tell the sugar plum a story. So he just tells her to wait one moment, slightly bow, and then goes over to the side, and then he comes back to the center and he bows. And then he says, Clara, who was stood over in the corner with Drostelmeyer, Clara, so he gestures to Clara, Clara and I. So James is going to show you how to do I. So I is brought in from the front, and it comes just under almost where your heart is, but not onto your heart, just in the center of your breastbone. And then he says, I came from over here. So you gesture to the corner. This is somewhere where you've been, and you draw your arms down and say, I've come here. So from the beginning, you say, Clara and I came from over here, and we arrived here. But, so it's just a very simple but. And now James is going to show you the mime and the body language for a Nutcracker. So you've seen the Nutcracker already. This is the Nutcracker. So James is now going to demonstrate in dance moves. Nutcracker. So you can see James is doing this brilliant arm position, and he's also opening his mouth, which is where the nut would go. And as you can see on the Nutcracker, it's exactly the same as the puppet. Yes, so the machine is exactly the same as the piece of choreography. Okay? So let's just go over that again. So you've said, Clara and I came from, so this is two arms, over there to here, we've arrived, but I, exactly the same again, and then you're going to slightly turn to the diagonal, and you're going to use your arm closest to the television, and you're going to go Nutcracker. So you're going to go up and down on your heels, exactly like this, so up and down, up onto your demi-point and down, up and down. And then you're going to take your neck back and just open your mouth. Yes? Should we try that with a piece of music? Yes? Okay.
Can I just quickly introduce, we have Rob Clark on the piano. So in the Royal Ballet, we always use live music. And the most important thing is to know is that the music actually tells the story as well as the movement. So it's really good to practice along with the music. So over to you, Gary and James.
We're very fortunate to have Rob with us, because if it wasn't for the music, we wouldn't be able to do our story, and we wouldn't be able to tell all these amazing tales. So if we could just go from da, 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 da. Brilliant, thank you. And wait. And you're just going to walk over to the corner, and then back to center. Bow. Clara and I, over there, came to here. But I, Nutcracker. 2, 3, 4. Okay, thank you, Rob. Are we all okay up to there? Are we all good? Right, we're just going to carry on doing some more. So we've done Nutcracker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you say I, so exactly the same, I, and you're going to go to sleep. So you're going to rest your arms as if you're on a pillow. So you put your head on the pillow, and then you're listening, you're asleep on the pillow, and then you suddenly hear something coming along outside the door. Yes? So your head's on the pillow, and you suddenly hear something, so you put your hand to your ear, and then you lean over because you can hear it louder. Okay? And then you suddenly go over there, and then you cower away from it. Okay? So you said, but I was asleep, and suddenly I could hear something, and then it got louder. And then over there, was a loud bang. Okay? Yes? So over there, loud bang. Good. Now we're going to carry on with what have you seen and what made the noise. So you say, over there were mice. So the thing that we do for mice is we put our legs together and we use our fingers and our hands for whiskers. And we put our whiskers up to our top lip and we do whiskers. Yes? Okay? So James has just done the Nutcracker. 2, 3, 4. He says, I was asleep. Then I heard something and I heard it louder. Then there was a bang and I was really worried and scared. Over there were mice. Good, you're doing really well. Excellent, you're keeping up with me. This is good. And then James had to fight them. So James had a sword in his left hand. Can you all show me your left hand? Show me your left. That's good. Now you've got the sword in your left hand. You're going to use your right arm as a guard, and then you're going to fight. That's it. So you're going to fight on the corner down to the mice. So the mice are down in your corner. So you've been over there. You cowered away from them. Over there were some mice that I had to fight. Yeah? Let's put that all together with the music. Okay, Rob? Let's just go from Clara and I. Okay, so we're going to go straight on the Clara. Ready? And I came from over there to here. But I was... Oh, this is it. I was... Okay, sorry. I was asleep. Listen, listen, bang. Over there, mice had to fight. Good. Thank you. Brilliant. How are we doing?
Looking good. Looking good. Very, very good.
Very good. Can everybody show me the mouse position? Everybody show me the mouse? There you go. Excellent. You're really good. Lots of whiskers. Yes? Now show me your sword fighting arm. So you've got your sword in your left arm, and you're now going to fight the mice. Fight the mice, push them back. That's it. Good. From here, you're now going to go around because you're very scared of the mice. So you're going to push them away. You're going to do 4 of these. You push them away. You push them away. Then you say, but I, and then you go over to the castle and you call all the other guards. Yep. So you've gone around. So you've gone sword fight. Then you're going to cower away. 2, 3, 4. But I call your guards. Yep, so you've got all these amazing guards that are waiting in the castle ready to come and help you. Okay, we'll put all of that together for the last time. Okay, I think this is from Walking Across. Yeah, same again. And bow to the sugar plum. Clara and I. Over there, 2 arms, down to the floor, but I. Nutcracker, nice big arm. I was asleep, listen, listen, bang. Over there, mice, fight. Now be scared, you're scared, push back. But I called my guards. Okay, thank you, Rob. Excellent. Should we do one last movement? You'll like this movement. Now we're going to march. So because you're a soldier, you're going to march. So you've just called all of your guards. You're going to go on your left leg. So everybody shake their left leg. Shake your left leg in the air. See if you can all balance. Good. So on your left leg, you're going to go forward. You're going to go march, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to go on the spot, 5, 6, 7, legs apart. Yep, so there's a little bit of choreography for you there. So you're going to go on your left leg forward, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, on the spot, on the spot, on the spot. Good, excellent. And then we're going to finish there, okay? So let's put, could you play straight on Nutcracker? Yeah. Have you got Nutcracker? I was a Nutcracker. Yep, perfect. Okay, straight on, but I was a Nutcracker. So we've missed the first bit, and we're just going to continue on. So ready, and. I was asleep. Listen, listen, bang. Scared. Over there, mouse, fight. Scare, push them away, good. But I call the guard. Here we go. Left, right, on the spot. Good, thank you. Okay, so let's just do that last bit of marching again. So you're on your left leg, you're going to come forward. Left, right, on the spot, second. Second is a wide position, yeah? Have we all got that? Great, excellent. One last time from the very, very top. Ready? Okay, so, and you bow to the sugar plum. Clara and I. From over there, good. 2 arms. But, everybody do but. I. Nutcracker. 2, 3, 4. I was asleep. Shh. Listen. Bang. Over there, mice. Fight. Now you're scared. Push them away. Good. But I call the guards. And left, right, on the spot. Brilliant. Excellent. Well done.
Fantastic. That was
well done. You did a great job. Well done. Thank you, James.
Very good.
Brilliant.
So that's almost the whole story of the ballet, but we didn't quite get to the most famous bit. So James, can I just ask you, can you just do the whole thing with the music? Now you all know what he's saying with his body. You can join in if you like, but can you continue right to the end of the mime and stop at that moment? That would be great. Can we just see that one more time? Thank you.
Are we doing the whole thing? Yeah. Okay. I'll speak at the same time, shall I? Is that going to put you off? No? Good. Okay. Thank you, Rob. And wait. Bow to the sugar plum. Clara and I. Over there, came. But I. He's a nutcracker. 2, 3, 4. I was asleep. Listen, gunshot. Over there, mice. Fight. Now you're scared. 2. But I call the guards. March. 2, 3, 4 on the spot. Over there came this very big mouse king. And I was scared. Push him away. He trips over. He pleads for help. And then he's down on the floor. He gets up. But Clara took her shoe off and banged him on the head. Now I am saved. Brilliant. How good is James? Isn't he brilliant?
Wow, that was fantastic.
Isn't he brilliant?
Thank you so much. So you probably knew the end of the story there because you saw that he mimed to take the shoe off and to defeat the Mouse King, and this is the last one. We can do together, actually.
Sorry.
The last mime was this, which means save. Can you all show me save? And he was saved. Fantastic. So we're going to move on in our story now because this whole conversation happens with the Sugar Plum Fairy and the Prince. So I'd like to introduce 2 more wonderful guests here today. We've got Claire Calvert and Nicole Edmonds. Claire will be the Sugar Plum and Nicole will be the Prince. And I'd like to welcome Gary back in your ballet master, senior ballet master,
Hello,
extraordinaire repetiteur. So would you mind just maybe taking, we're going to see a little bit of the pas de deux. Now, pas de deux is a French word that means a dance or a step for 2 people. So they'll be dancing together. But when you dance and rehearse, you have to kind of get all of those steps all nice and practiced. So would you mind just going through a couple of those and we'll see a bit of the dance? Thank you.
So one of the biggest things about dancing together is that they must really trust each other. And they have to work together, and that's why we rehearse together, so that they really finely tune getting to know each other and finely tune the choreography. So we'll go from the very beginning. Okay, so Rob, we'll go from the top with them walking around. Lovely. Thank you. And make sure it's even. Nice push. Great, excellent. Repeat. Push. Good. Very nice. Great. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely. Aren't they brilliant? Aren't they wonderful? Give them a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah. Brilliant. Excellent. So, from the very beginning, I'm a real stickler for detail. So at the beginning, Nicol has to walk around and he has to do a fifth position. Now, fifth position is where your feet and your legs are together in a very tight position like this. Sometimes we get a little bit of that. And that's a fourth position, so we don't want that. So we want a nice tight fifth position, and then he lifts out of it into the bow. Great. Now, Claire, as you can see, Claire is on her point shoes, which is a very difficult and skilled thing to do. But right from the very beginning, just if we can get that développé go out, that's it, yes. So we really see the retire, so we really draw it up the shin. Make sure that we don't miss coming up the shin bone to go out. Yeah, okay, let's just try that pirouette. Yeah, so we're in this. So keep it even as you go around. Now push, lovely. Now you know the thing that will really help, I think, right from here, is if you can keep your thigh lifted as much as possible. So as you're coming into a retire position, don't let your thigh drop. Yeah. So keep the position really held. That's right. Yes. Yeah. We were a little bit early then. That's it. Great. Very nice. Excellent. Aren't they clever? They're so clever. Lots and lots of practice. Right. Let's go on from where we are into the bourrée, into the lame duck. Okay, just go back a little bit so that we can make sure you stay on screen. Okay, thank you, Rob. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8 in. And. Chase that back leg in, chase it in. Good. Now, sharp, get the position. Hold, good. Now lift before you go into the penché. Lift, good. Now step right out and push off the back leg. Push, push forward onto the front leg, that's it. Great, lovely. Good, now be brave. Go, up. Nice. Good. And fifth. Good. So a nice fifth position for the lady as well as the man. Here we go. And second. Lift. Good. Excellent. Great. Lovely. Thanks, Rob. So I'm not going to stop them very much longer, but I'm just going to say, if we go and show you a bad version of it, so this is what I want to build the trust up between the two of them. So if you go into the à la seconde, now if you take her off too far, we can just show everybody in the schools just how, yeah, see? So you can see that her body weight is off. So she really needs to make sure that they work together as a team and he holds her on her balance. Yes? So this is what we mean about working together. This is on balance. Now this is on balance. Now he could take her slightly off or backwards and forward, you see? So she would sway about. So they have to know exactly where they want their bodies and they have to do this and finely tune it. Okay? So I think we'll carry on. So great, excellent. So where are we? We're into the, yeah, so we're into the pirouette section on the diagonal. So 5, 6, 7, 8 in? Lovely. Okay, thank you, Rob. And show the foot, show the foot. Now, nice position before you go. Keep her forward on her leg. Good. Position, go. Good. Forward, forward. Step, step, up. Squeeze. Good. Squeeze. Now work as a team. Work together. Don't throw your weight back. Good. Nice. Good. Nice quick head on the pirouette. Quick. Good. Okay, we're just going to stop there because you've gone out of shot. Come back because you were so good. Right, can we just pick up on the second lift? Yeah, second part of the show. That'd be great. And if we could start over this way, so everybody wants to see you, so we don't want to miss out on your splendor. Brilliant. So as you can see, when she turns, she's got this amazing thing where she keeps her focus, she finds a spot, and she keeps her head as long as possible, and then whips it round. And that's how she stops herself from getting dizzy. Yep. So these things are called pirouettes. She has to keep her head focused right on almost like a light. Okay. So ready? Straight on to the second part of the show. Ready? And. Okay. Now watch her head. Watch her head. She's going to stay focused. Good. Here she goes. Nice and high. Good. Now we're going to repeat on the other side. Go. Good. Now set this up nicely. Here we go. Prepare. Draw it up the leg. Good. 2. Beautiful, good. 5th, good. Up, down. Don't travel too far. Just straight up and down. Okay, stop, stop, stop. You keep disappearing. It's like I'm a magician and you keep disappearing.
Oh,
brilliant.
My goodness, that was amazing.
Excellent.
How fantastic.
Give them all a round of applause.
I think everybody on your feet and standing a round of applause, standing ovation for that. That was absolutely incredible. And my goodness, it looks so risky, didn't it? How do you do that? You talked about trust and you talked about that, but I'm not going to ask you now because you make it look so easy. Yeah, how are you feeling now? Are you feeling
a little bit puffy? A little bit puffy, yeah.
quite exhausting?
It's puffy, but you know we're used to it and it's what we enjoy, so we push through.
Yeah.
Fantastic! It's just amazing to see you just leaping into life. You jumped up and suddenly on your shoulder, and then you're down low,
and that takes real trust for somebody to run at you and just leap into the air backwards, and for somebody to catch on their shoulder. So that takes real trust.
So just to let you all know that some of you might also be doing the create and design journey as well. So we're talking about the production. I mean, we're talking about the character of the Sugar Plum and the Prince. What are you wearing, and when do you actually really genuinely feel that you are the Prince and the Sugar Plum?
Well, we come on in Act 2, don't we? Yeah. At the beginning of Act 2, we present ourselves as kind of like the Prince and the Princess, I guess. And we're wearing very sparkly, very glamorous costumes.
Very glittery, yes.
Very glittery.
And
so we look the part. We have a crown and a tiara.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that really makes it costume-wise is the fact that he has a crown, she has a beautiful little tiny crown that just sits in the middle of her head. And the problem is with all of the logistics that go with the choreography and trusting each other and learning the choreography and the details, suddenly they get a costume on and suddenly they'll get caught. So their wig will get caught.
That's true, yeah.
So we have to work out all of that. We have stage calls so we get used to working with each other in the costumes and all of the detail.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, we've actually got quite a few questions through the chat, almost too many to ask, so we'll do our best. But before we go with those questions, I just want to also say there was a shout out from earlier from Hilborough Jr. that just said, James is amazing. Oh.
Yay!
That's what he said. So thank you, Hilborough. Do you want to come and take a bow for that one, James? You come and join us for questions. So yeah, thank you, Hilborough. Hilborough's your #1 fan. So,
brilliant.
So one of the questions is, how did you become a Royal Ballet dancer? What was your journey? I mean, what do you do?
Well, early on you go to ballet school and spend a lot of time training, many, many hours perfecting the technique of classical ballet, and then work through, I think 9 years probably of years of training
So
before auditioning for the Royal Ballet Company.
And how old were you when you started, all of you?
I was 7.
I was about 3.
Yeah, I was about 3 or 4.
But 3 or 4, but 7,
Very young.
that's probably a similar age to most of the people on this call, so just the right time to think about starting to do some dance classes.
I was 12.
Late starter.
Never too late.
And also we had a question about your shoes, Claire. Can you just give us, I mean, look at beautiful feet that Claire has, but those are quite something. What are they called and what's the deal?
They're called point shoes, and basically they're sort of made of layers and layers of like material and glue. There's no wood in them, there's no metal in them. It's literally the strength of our feet that are holding us up on our toes.
But you say the strength of your feet. I'm going to say, please don't try this at home.
Yes,
how long does it normally take to learn how to do that?
I got my first pair of point shoes when I was 11, when I went to the Royal Ballet School, but that was very much just standing up, not really doing very much, but just learning. But it takes, many years to perfect being on point, I think. Still trying as well.
Well, it looks incredible.
It's
So
about
yes.
strengthening the muscles as much as possible. So you
Yeah.
can't just do it. You have to make sure that all of your muscles are really strong.
Yeah.
And I've just got one last question. Can it be for James, actually? James, this is a good question. What's the most fun thing about your job?
Oh, the most fun thing for me is getting to pretend to be somebody else for a few hours a day. It's a lot of fun. You get to play dress up. Yeah, you get to play a character. It's great.
Fantastic.
And you get to do it with wonderful friends as well. Lovely people
Indeed,
that work here.
indeed. Who do you think your favourite or your most fun character you've ever played is?
Oh, I like playing the evil characters personally.
Do you?
Yeah,
You do
they're
too.
the most fun. Definitely the most fun.
Fantastic. Well, I think we're actually running out of time on this course, so thank you so much for joining in, actually, and thank you again to all of our amazing dancers, to Gary, to James, to Claire, and to Nicole. But really, it's all about your journey going on now. So you're about to embark upon some classes yourselves within your school. So all I need to say is just enjoy telling the story and enjoy the music that surrounds you. And we look forward to coming to see you and sharing what you've been doing later on. So from all of us here at the Royal Opera House and the House of Stories, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much. Goodbye.